Mark Twain's best quotes wit and wisdom that lasts. Wisdom and foolishness. Silence can be a powerful tool. As Mark Twain wisely observed, sometimes it's better to remain quiet and let others assume your ignorance than to speak and confirm it. This idea highlights the value of thoughtful speech and the dangers of reckless words. Trust, loyalty, and personal growth start here. Subscribe to classic quotes that inspire for daily motivation. Twain's sharp wit often pointed out the flaws in institutions, particularly in education and government. He humorously suggested that when God created idiots, it was merely practice for making school boards, implying that educational leadership often lacks wisdom. His words serve as a critique of bureaucratic inefficiency and poor decision-making in systems meant to shape young minds. His criticism extended to politics as well. By equating idiocy with Congress, Twain suggested that those in power frequently act without intelligence or integrity. This theme is reinforced in his claim that the only true criminal class in America is Congress itself. While exaggerated for comedic effect, his words reflect a deeper frustration with corruption and dishonesty in government. At its core, Twain's humor is a tool for social commentary. His observations encourage skepticism toward authority and emphasize the importance of intelligence, integrity, and thoughtful speech. His words remain relevant today, reminding us that silence can sometimes be wiser than participation in foolishness, and that questioning leadership is a necessary part of progress. Truth and lies. Mark Twain had a deep understanding of truth and deception, often using humor to expose the absurdities of human nature. His sharp observations on honesty, lies, and statistics remain relevant today, challenging us to think critically about the way we perceive and present facts. Twain wittily suggested that one should first gather facts before manipulating them, a humorous take on how people often twist reality to fit their narratives. This idea is particularly relevant in politics, media, and even everyday conversations, where selective presentation of facts can shape opinions and perceptions. While satire, this statement underscores the importance of knowing the truth before attempting to argue or persuade. His belief in the simplicity of truth is also striking. Twain remarked that if you always tell the truth, you won't have to remember anything, because lies require effort to maintain. Deception demands consistency, while truth remains effortless. This statement serves as a reminder of the burden dishonesty places on individuals and the peace of mind that comes with integrity. Twain's cynicism is evident in his famous critique of statistics. He classified lies into three categories: ordinary lies, outrageous lies, and statistics, suggesting that data can be manipulated to serve various agendas. Even today, statistics are often used selectively to mislead rather than inform, proving Twain's point that numbers can be just as deceptive as outright falsehoods. Finally, Twain observed that truth is stranger than fiction because fiction must remain plausible, whereas real life does not. This highlights the unpredictability of reality. Things happen in ways no novelist could imagine because life is not bound by narrative logic. His statement reminds us to appreciate the unexpected and recognize that truth often defies conventional storytelling. Ultimately, Twain's reflections challenge us to think critically about the information we consume and share. His humor serves as both entertainment and insight, encouraging honesty, skepticism, and awareness in a world where truth and deception often intertwine. Life and success. Mark Twain's wisdom on success, confidence, and doing what is right offers timeless lessons that remain relevant today. His insights, wrapped in humor and wit, reveal the mindset required to achieve goals and navigate life's challenges. One of his most straightforward yet profound pieces of advice is that the secret to getting ahead is simply getting started. Many people hesitate due to fear, overthinking, or waiting for the perfect moment, but Twain reminds us that action is the key to progress. Taking the first step, however small, is often the hardest part. But once in motion, momentum builds, leading to achievement. Twain also had an amusing take on what it takes to succeed: ignorance and confidence. While this may sound counterintuitive, his statement carries a deeper truth. Overanalyzing can lead to doubt, while a degree of ignorance can free people from fear of failure. When combined with confidence, even the most daunting tasks can seem possible. Many successful individuals push forward without knowing every obstacle ahead, and their self-belief helps them overcome challenges along the way. Despite his humor, Twain also understood the effort behind success. He once admitted that it took him more than 3 weeks to prepare a so-called impromptu speech. This reveals the paradox of effortless brilliance. What appears spontaneous is often the result of careful preparation. It serves as a reminder that skill, whether in speaking, writing, or any profession, is honed through dedication and practice. Finally, Twain encouraged people to do the right thing, noting that it would please some and surprise the rest. Integrity often comes with mixed reactions. Some admire it, while others find it unexpected or even inconvenient. Regardless of others' opinions, choosing the right path leads to personal fulfillment and long-term respect. Together, Twain's reflections paint a picture of what it takes to succeed. Take action, believe in yourself, prepare thoroughly, and stay true to your values. His words continue to inspire those seeking both success and authenticity in an unpredictable world. Humor and satire. Laughter is one of the most powerful tools available to humanity. It has the ability to break tension, bring people together, and even challenge authority. Mark Twain, known for his sharp wit, recognized the immense power of humor and its role in human life. He famously stated that the human race has one truly effective weapon: laughter. Unlike physical strength or intelligence, laughter is a universal force that transcends cultures, languages, and social barriers. It can dissolve hostility, ease suffering, and provide comfort during difficult times. When used wisely, it can turn even the most serious moments into opportunities for connection and relief. Twain also observed that action speaks louder than words, though it is much rarer. People often talk about change, justice, or progress, but fewer take concrete steps to make a difference. This insight serves as a reminder that while words have value, actions ultimately define one's character. However, in a world where action is sometimes lacking, humor can act as a motivator, pushing people to reflect and, hopefully, take meaningful steps toward improvement. The power of humor is perhaps most evident in Twain's assertion that nothing can stand against the assault of laughter. Tyranny, arrogance, and hypocrisy crumble when faced with sharp wit and satire. Throughout history, comedians, writers, and satirists have used humor to expose corruption, criticize the powerful, and challenge societal norms. When people laugh at something, they strip it of its power, making it harder for oppressive ideas to survive. Ultimately, Twain believed that humor is mankind's greatest blessing. It brings lightness to life, helps people endure hardship, and reminds them not to take everything too seriously. In a world filled with challenges, laughter remains a source of strength, healing, and, at times, quiet rebellion. By embracing humor, people can find joy, build resilience, and create connections that transcend differences. Politics and government. Mark Twain's sharp wit often exposed the contradictions of society, politics, and human nature. His observations on government, patriotism, and money remain relevant today, offering a humorous yet insightful critique of power and values. Twain once remarked that we have the best government that money can buy. This statement highlights the deep connection between wealth and politics. In many societies, financial influence often dictates policies, legislation, and even leadership. While democracy ideally represents the will of the people, money frequently plays a decisive role in shaping decisions. Campaign funding, lobbying, and corporate interests can sometimes overshadow the needs of ordinary citizens, making it difficult to distinguish whether the government truly serves the people or those who can afford to sway it. Despite this skepticism, Twain also believed in the power of genuine patriotism. He stated that patriotism means supporting one's country at all times, but supporting the government only when it deserves it. This distinction is crucial, as it separates blind loyalty from critical thinking. True patriotism is not about following the government without question. Rather, it involves holding leaders accountable and advocating for justice. Citizens should love their country enough to demand honesty, fairness, and ethical governance, rather than simply accepting authority without scrutiny. Twain's commentary on money extends beyond politics. He suggested that the lack of money is the root of all evil, reversing the common saying that money itself is the problem. This perspective shifts the blame from wealth to poverty, implying that desperation, inequality, and financial struggles often lead people to unethical or desperate actions. When individuals lack resources, they may resort to crime, corruption, or exploitation simply to survive. In this way, financial hardship can be more destructive than wealth itself, making economic stability a key factor in creating a just society. Twain's observations, while laced with humor, offer profound truths. They remind us to question authority, recognize the role of money in governance, and address financial inequality to build a better world. Education and knowledge. Mark Twain's wit often carried profound wisdom, especially on the subjects of education, knowledge, and their real value in life. His observations challenge us to think critically about what it truly means to be educated and how knowledge shapes society. Twain once remarked that a man who does not read good books has no advantage over a man who cannot read at all. This statement highlights the importance of not just literacy, but the willingness to seek knowledge. Simply knowing how to read is not enough. One must actively engage with meaningful literature to gain wisdom. Many people today have access to vast amounts of information but fail to use it effectively, much like someone who owns a library but never opens a book. True education comes not from possessing knowledge, but from applying it. His humorous comparison of cauliflower to cabbage with a college education suggests that higher learning does not necessarily make something or someone better. A diploma or formal education may add refinement or prestige, but it does not guarantee intelligence or wisdom. Many people pursue education for status rather than knowledge, yet true value lies in how one uses their learning. A person with practical experience may outshine someone with degrees but no real-world application. Twain's words remind us that education should not be about appearances, but about genuine understanding. Finally, Twain observed that soap and education are not as sudden as a massacre, but they are more deadly in the long run. While dramatic events change history instantly, education transforms societies over time. Knowledge and hygiene, symbolized by soap, may seem subtle, but their long-term effects are profound. Education combats ignorance, reshapes cultures, and empowers individuals. Societies that prioritize learning and progress eventually outlast those that rely on force or fear. Twain's insights challenge us to not only seek education but to use it wisely. True knowledge is not about titles or prestige. It is about understanding, growth, and making a meaningful impact on the world. Experience and learning. Mark Twain's wit and wisdom often reveal deep truths about human nature, experience, and the way we navigate life's uncertainties. His observations challenge us to embrace both the humor and the harsh realities of existence, teaching lessons that can only be learned through direct experience. Twain once remarked that a man who carries a cat by the tail learns something he can learn in no other way. This humorous yet insightful statement highlights the importance of first-hand experience. Some lessons cannot be taught through books or second-hand advice. They must be lived. Mistakes and challenges often serve as our greatest teachers, providing insights that no amount of theoretical knowledge can replace. Life's most valuable lessons often come from discomfort, and sometimes even pain, but they leave an unforgettable impact that shapes our understanding of the world. Another of Twain's profound reflections is that the fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. This challenges us to consider how we approach life itself. Many people spend their lives fearing the end, yet the real tragedy is not truly living. To embrace life fully, taking risks, experiencing love and loss, pursuing passions, is to make peace with the inevitability of death. Those who truly live are not afraid when their time comes because they have no regrets. Twain's words encourage us to be present, to embrace opportunities, and to live in a way that makes every moment meaningful. Perhaps one of his most striking remarks is that when we remember we are all mad, the mysteries disappear and life stands explained. This statement suggests that human nature is inherently irrational, yet this very madness is what makes life comprehensible. When we accept that everyone has flaws, contradictions, and quirks, the world becomes less confusing. Instead of seeking perfect logic in human behavior, we can embrace the absurdity and unpredictability of life with humor and understanding. Twain's insights serve as a reminder to embrace life's experiences, live without fear, and find humor in the madness of existence. Only by doing so can we truly appreciate the richness of being alive. Wealth and materialism. Mark Twain's wit often carried profound truths about life, success, and the nature of human ambition. His reflections on wealth, prosperity, and perception remain relevant, offering insights into how people navigate economic and social landscapes. Twain humorously advised, "By land, they're not making it anymore." This statement, while lighthearted, underscores the timeless value of land and real estate. Unlike other investments, land remains a finite resource, making it a wise long-term asset. Throughout history, those who invested in land often secured financial stability and generational wealth. Twain's remark reminds us that while trends and markets fluctuate, land ownership provides enduring security in an ever-changing world. Another of Twain's keen observations is that prosperity is the best protector of principle. In times of financial stability, people can afford to uphold their values and moral beliefs. However, when faced with economic hardship, even the strongest principles may be tested. This insight speaks to human nature. Our ethics often remain intact when we are not struggling to survive. Financial security grants people the freedom to make choices based on integrity rather than necessity. Twain's words challenge us to consider whether our principles are genuine or merely a luxury afforded by comfort. Twain also recognized the power of perception in shaping reality, stating, "Many a small thing has been made large by the right kind of advertising." In the modern world, marketing influences nearly every aspect of life, from consumer behavior to personal branding. A product, idea, or even a person's reputation can be magnified through strategic promotion. Twain's remark reveals how perception often outweighs reality. What people believe to be valuable becomes valuable, regardless of its intrinsic worth. This truth applies to business, politics, and even personal success. Twain's reflections remind us that financial wisdom, personal integrity, and the power of perception all shape the world we live in. Understanding these dynamics allows us to navigate life more strategically, ensuring we make decisions that secure both stability and success. Love and relationships. Mark Twain's musings on love, joy, and the passage of time reflect a deep understanding of human emotions and relationships. His words encourage us to approach love with sincerity, cherish shared happiness, and embrace aging as a testament to a life well lived. Twain wisely observed, "When you fish for love, bait with your heart, not your brain." Love is not a logical equation to be solved. It is an emotional journey requiring authenticity and vulnerability. Many people try to approach love strategically, calculating their actions to achieve a desired outcome. However, true love flourishes when it is pursued with genuine emotion rather than cold reasoning. The heart, with all its imperfections and raw sincerity, is the key to forging deep and lasting connections. Twain's insight reminds us that love should be felt, not merely thought through. He also noted, "Grief can take care of itself, but to get the full value of joy, you must have someone to share it with." Happiness becomes more meaningful when experienced with others. While sorrow often isolates us, joy thrives in companionship. A shared smile, a heartfelt laugh, or even the simple presence of a loved one can amplify happiness in a way that solitude cannot. This sentiment highlights the importance of relationships, not just romantic ones, but friendships and family bonds that make life richer and more fulfilling. True joy is found in connection, in moments of togetherness that transform fleeting happiness into lasting memories. Twain's perspective on aging is equally poignant. Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been. Society often views aging as a loss of youth, but Twain reframes it as a mark of a life well lived. Each wrinkle is a story, a testament to years of laughter, love, and experience. Instead of fearing the inevitable passage of time, we should embrace the evidence of a life filled with moments worth remembering. Aging is not just about growing older, it is about growing richer in experiences and wisdom. Twain's reflections remind us that love should be approached with sincerity, Joy is meant to be shared, and aging is not a loss but a beautiful record of a well-lived life. Religion and morality. Mark Twain's sharp observations on courage, morality, and the afterlife challenge conventional thinking and invite deeper reflection. His words suggest that while physical bravery is often celebrated, moral courage is far less common. He also raises thought-provoking questions about compassion and the nature of heaven and hell. Twain remarked, "It is curious that physical courage is so common in the world and moral courage so rare. Throughout history, people have risked their lives in battle, confronted dangers head-on, and displayed acts of undeniable physical bravery. Soldiers, adventurers, and even ordinary individuals faced with danger often rise to the occasion. However, standing up for what is right in a moral sense, especially when it is unpopular, requires a different kind of strength. Defending the truth, challenging injustice, or speaking out against wrongdoing often comes at a great personal cost, which is why so few dare to do it." Twain's words serve as a reminder that true bravery is not just about facing physical threats, but also about standing firm in one's principles. In another striking statement, Twain asks, "But who prays for Satan? Who, in 18 centuries, has had the common humanity to pray for the one sinner that needed it most?" This rhetorical question forces us to reconsider our understanding of compassion. Religious traditions often preach forgiveness and kindness, yet the idea of extending mercy to the ultimate figure of sin remains unthinkable. Twain's remark is not about defending Satan, but about pointing out humanity's tendency to exclude certain individuals from compassion. If forgiveness is truly unconditional, should it not extend even to the most condemned? His words challenge us to reflect on the limits of our empathy. Finally, Twain's wit shines through in his famous quip, "Heaven for the climate, hell for the company." This playful yet profound statement suggests that while heaven may offer perfect conditions, hell might be where the most interesting people are. Twain, known for his skepticism, often questioned traditional religious portrayals of the afterlife. His remark encourages us to think about what truly makes a place desirable, the environment or the people we share it with. Twain's reflections urge us to value moral courage, expand our compassion, and question the narratives we take for granted. His words remain as thought-provoking today as they were in his time.